Hello everyone, welcome to my page. My name's Amber. Tonight we're going to be doing a Highland cow craft, and this one was on my to-do list for quite some time, and I obviously cut it today because I don't know where mine went. And normally what happens is when I craft it, or when I cut it, and then I recut it again, and then I find it after I've recut it. So it'll pop up somewhere, but this is what we're going to do tonight. If you happen to be on the replay, you can always skip through the chitter chatter because, you know, I like to be super chatty. But my comments have not been working on my phone. I don't really know what's going on with the Facebook, but clearly something is up because, y'all, I don't even know, but they need to get it together. We got enough AI technology happening that I just don't understand why we can't just have comments. I'm gonna pull up my phone over here because, you know, that's how it happens. But when you guys join, please say hello. If you happen to be on the replay, you can say hi too. I will get your notification. All right, let's pull this up here. Tap again to exit. Let's see. The ice maker is like, sounds angry. Let's see. Takes a second for everything to go through. Let's see here. Are we here? Are we here? Are we here? We're here. Let's see. Do we have anything? Oh, I see comments. I don't know what's going on, y'all. I have nothing on my phone and I have comments over here. So I'm just gonna, you know, do my thing. So, hello everyone. I got bit by something right here and it is super itchy. And I'm like, I don't even know how. I mean, we were out there, we were cleaning the pool today. We were, y'all, the pool is bad. The pool is so bad. It's not that bad. It's just, it's bad enough that it's like, oh, you need some help. We haven't ran our vacuum in like a few days. We had a storm come through. All the little pine, you know, the little things that are like this long and they're like, looks like it's a baby pine cone. I don't even know what they are, but those things are all in our pool. And we've got pine needles. And so my husband and I were out there, like, you know, skimming the pool, and I put bleach in there, and because we use, it's bleach, it's pool chlorine essentially. It's just, you know, it's in a liquid form. It's like in a gallon. And then the vacuum's out there running right now, and hopefully it'll clean up all that nasty stuff because it is gross. What's up, Vicky? Hello, Lisa. Thank you for sprinkling. What's up, Rhonda? Hi, Patty, and hello, Marcia Shin. Hello. I see you guys. I'll hang out with you. Well, good. I'm so glad. Lisa's here. Hi, Tanya. I see some of you guys are back. Hello, Lisa. And Lynn Elliott. Hello, Amber, everyone. Hope you have a great day. I had a good day. You sure got bit. I did. Where's your sister? In her room. She's in her room. She's in her little apartment. She's in her little apartment. Catherine says it's 1:26 a.m. here in the UK. Listen, Catherine, I'm a night owl. I'm 100% a night owl. My husband and I are on two different schedules. Sometimes I'm going to bed as he is getting up. But we're glad that you're here. Hello, hello. Welcome to Spring in the South with the bug bites. Hi, Missy. Hello, Angel. Debbie Taylor's here. LaFern. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me go back. What just happened? What is happening? All I was doing was reading the comments. I don't understand. Come on. Come on. Go back. I don't understand. Facebook needs to just get their life together. Let me close all of these out. Open this back up. Let's see. And search for myself. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm so over Facebook. I really am. I just want to boycott it sometimes. Hello, Val. I see Terry. Hello, Vivian Lucas. Hello, hello. Well, I see all of you are watching. Thank you for being here tonight. Sprinkle my page and tag someone if you know someone who is super crafty or might enjoy this. Just pass it on. And the more you comment and say hello, and the more you talk to each other, like, Facebook enjoys those things. But I have a feeling that we're in the middle of a weird update with Facebook, and who knows what's going down. But I feel like something's going down. You used to have your other sister on at times. Haven't seen her in a long time. She exited the stage. She exited the stage, Donna, a long time ago. And she went on her Facebook page and she said that she was leaving social media. So that's what she's chose to do. So we don't even talk about her. The first day of spring is in Ohio. At the first day of spring in Ohio. It's going to be cold and rainy with a snowy mix. 70 today and tomorrow. Oh, nice. Well, it was nice today here. You have your coffee? Me too, Beverly. Look, I've got my cup. Look, it says I love my peeps. It doesn't say I. It says love my peeps. Figured it was fitting for the occasion. Oh my goodness, but I have my coffee too. And it is so good. It is so good. All right, y'all. Let's do the thing. Let's do the thing. Let's do it. Oh my gosh. I cannot understand. What is the deal? Hang on. Hold, please. I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to have to get my iPad because I don't, like, my phone is so old. It's probably like glitching out. It's like super glitchy. Blizzard warning? Beverly, you got a blizzard warning? Hello, Cynthia. Hello, Janie. I think that's it. True Crime Addict shirt. Yeah, that's right. This is new. It's got like an 80s kind of vibe with like the little designs around it. And I think it's so super cute. And I am watching Court Cam on Amazon Prime on the A&E Crime Channel. You guys, I don't talk about this a whole lot. I mean, I hadn't recently talked about this. I mean, listen, in the past few years, I've really shared my love for true crime. I have not really shared those things like with anyone. But what do I do in my free time? I watch documentaries. I watch true crime stuff. I watch Court Cam. I mean, I'll watch other shows like Grey's Anatomy. I watch The Walking Dead. I keep up with like Virgin River and, you know, The Crown. I've watched Call the Midwife. I've watched so many things. And most of the time I'm not really watching it. I'm just listening because, you know, I'm doing other stuff. But I should get that shirt for my daughter-in-law. Yes, you should. Am I feeling better today? I am feeling better today. Yesterday, I don't know why I was feeling so like yucky. I was feeling some kind of yucky. Today, I feel a lot better. This morning, I did drink my protein shake. I have a feeling that has a lot to do with it. I did not eat anything yesterday morning, and I felt the effects of it. And then yesterday evening, I was like, oh gosh. I don't know if it was the tuna helper or what it was, but I was not feeling good. Today, I felt so much better. So much better. You're the same way. You love watching true crime? Me too. Me too. Do you like comedies? I mean, listen, I like 50 First Dates. I like romantic comedies. One of my favorite movies is The Notebook. Oh, The Notebook is one of my absolute all-time favorites. My other favorite is like, I love mysteries. I love thriller type of things, but not horror. Not a horror. Don't really like scary movies. I've watched Bird Box. Bird Box was like scary enough. And then, what was that other movie that's like, oh gosh, where they can't talk. It's like they can't talk because there's like a monster, and it's not really a monster, it's a creature. And gosh, what is the name of that? I've watched both of those. I like a mystery. I like something that I have to like figure out, like follow along. And I love Interstellar. I've watched Interstellar probably 80 to 100 times. I'm not kidding when I say that. Interstellar is probably one of my favorites, and I don't know why it's Interstellar. I think what intrigues me so much about the Interstellar movie is the concept of like the whole movie. Like whoever wrote this movie, I don't even know who wrote it. But if you've never seen Interstellar, it's like just wrapping your head around like the whole storyline. Like just the whole storyline. I just didn't see it coming the first time I watched it. And then like, I had to watch it again and I was like, that was so good. How did I miss it? And every time I watch it, it just gets better and better. Like, it's so good. I'm like, if you've never seen Interstellar, you got to watch that movie. Hands down, one of my favorites. It's like you're watching it and it's like, how does this make any sense? Like, what is happening? And like, could it even be like real? Could it be a real life scenario? No one knows. No one knows. Quiet. Yes. What is that? What is that? Have you watched The Police Live? Yes, I have watched some of that. I watch based on true stories or events. Yeah, that too. I really like to watch the actual people. Really like to watch that. I watched Interrogation Raw. If you've never seen that, that's also on Amazon Prime. Interrogation Raw goes through like different interrogations of people and follows like the whole like crime thing. You just got to check it out if you've never seen it. A Body in the Snow. Trial of Karen Reed. I just have not been able to follow the Karen Reed trial. I can't. I need somebody to put it into a documentary form without all the things, because there's so many days of court and so much stuff that's going on and not going on. And I'm just like, I can't follow along with this. That's one case I just cannot follow along. A Quiet Place. Yes. A Quiet Place. That's right. That's what it is. Thank you, Tiffany. Jamie. Yes, girl. Thank you. It's A Quiet Place. Ooh. Oh, is it the trial of Karen Reed on the ID channel? Is that it? Did they already turn it into a documentary? Because I know that the trial is still going on. Quiet Room. I think it's Quiet Place. I mean, I like the ID channel. The ID channel's okay. I really like when people like take like the real police footage, the real people and interviews and like raw footage. I really like to like watch that stuff. Really do. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, let's try this. Oh my goodness. Facebook, get it together. Get it together. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do tonight. Wow, your phone went wonky. My phone's been wonky. This is my old Samsung phone, and I'm not kidding you when I tell you that I don't even know what operating system is on this, but it is so old. It's OLD. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this Highland cow with the umbrella. I feel like I have a sneeze coming on. Excuse me. Usually they come in twos. They usually come in twos. All right. Listen, this is my old sweater. Do you see all the holes that are in it? Don't even judge. This is one of my favorites. But I'm going to point this down just a little bit. You watch the documentary, Netflix documentary about O.J. Simpson? Yes. I believe I watched that one too. I did. All right. This one is so cute. Okay. This one is spring. And if you love Highland cows, this one's for you. And if you don't love Highland cows, I am really sad that you don't like Highland cows, because I think that they're absolutely adorable. And I just love whimsy and fun stuff. So we're going to do this. And I'm probably going to do a mix of markers and paint for this one. And this has layers. Okay, let me just show you how this goes together in case you are not sure or you're new to our wood cutouts. So the wood cutouts look like this. You guys actually got to watch like how this happened today. And this is the little umbrella, and the hair goes on like so. Goes on there, and you just line it up with the little lines that are scored there and just overlay it. So here's this piece, then this umbrella goes on top. It's all going to slide off if I don't lean it backwards, but so you're going to get some layers and depth here. Then you've got the little face, and this is tabbed, so it's attached, but you'll be able to like pop that off of there and paint the pieces. You've got your little feet. I think this one goes here on this side. This one goes on this side. And then you've got other little pieces right here. You've got a little watering can. And then your stand is like this. So the watering can is going to attach and sit to the side. So it's going to sit like over here to the side. See, I knew it was all going to fall off, but I was trying to show you guys. Then you have little flowers that go on this right here. So it's got little flowers. And then there's an additional like handle. And then y'all look at this. There is the cutest little snail. This is so cute. And then you have the little flower tulip pieces. So that's how it goes together. Just so you guys can know, there is just a lot of layers and the way that you put it together. And so if you're going to paint something like this, you just kind of have to follow the, like how things layer and like what overlaps things. So we're going to do this tonight. And some stuff doesn't need painted. Like we don't really have to paint the umbrella or this little thing here, but we definitely have to paint the hair. So some stuff doesn't get painted, some stuff does. Because like this goes over the top of this. Like we need to paint this part, and then like the beard area. We've got to paint the pot down here. Just, we got stuff going on. All right. All right. So cute. Love that. Hello, hello, friends. I just watched the new one about Matthew Perry. Oh, I haven't seen that. The live coverage of OJ was crazy. You remember the chase? I remember watching that when I was younger, but I do remember watching. I do remember that. I absolutely do. Let's see. So cute. Thank you. This is going to be adorable. All right, you guys. So, I have a bunch of paint over here. And when I say like a bunch of paint, I have like a bunch of paint here. Okay. I've got a bunch sitting over here. I got some markers over here, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen. So, it was in 1996, right? I was younger. I was, it was the year I graduated high school. And, you know, I think everybody remembers that. Everybody. Love this kit. Well, I hope so. So if you guys have not got this one, I did put it down by the comments in the little chain link. Follow along, save this video for later if you want to get this one. So before we get started, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint my cow first. And I think that's going to lay the foundation. I like to work in layers. Some people will just lay everything out and they'll just like paint it. I like to paint and like build off of what I'm doing. So I like to like get the anchored part kind of done first. And then I'll start just like layering, like laying stuff on top of it. Then I can visualize, because I already have a vision in my head, but I'm not really sure exactly how it's going to go. So by doing the base of it first allows me to like see things lay on top of each other. And it just kind of helps to come together in my head. And then if I'm not sure about something, that I can either change my mind, but I do know that the cow needs to be the cow's color. So that's where I'm going to start. So like I said, this just pops right off of here. The little face part, like that little part there. And then we have the beard part right here. So I have some colors here, and I think I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to go with, I don't want to do super dark. So I'm thinking, that is khaki tan. I think I'm going to go with the sable brown. Let me see if I have honey brown. I do have the honey brown. I think I'm going to go with this kind of color. Hello, Dawn Fink. I have fallen in love with them. Yes, your daughter loves Highland cows. Some people are not a fan. It's kind of like the people who don't like gnomes. There's people who are just like, I can't get on board with the Highland cows. Listen, you got to give it a chance. I'm using up what's left. Alrighty. That is clearly irresponsible. I've got so much stuff on this lid. I just don't even think I'm gonna be able to get the lid back on. That was gross. Hope I had a good day. I had a great day. I had a great day. June 1994 is when it happened. Trial started in 95. That's how trials should be, not 4 or 5 years later down the road. I mean, I agree. I knew I was younger. I wasn't sure exactly when it was, but I was definitely younger. But I do remember. All right. So we're going to do let's just go ahead and move stuff out of the way. Let's go ahead and do that. I love Highland cows. What's the color of your shirt? It is Heather Housonia pink. Some people are not a fan of this pink, but I love the vibrancy. On my phone, it looks like so colorful. It looks so colorful. Are you slowing down any yet? No. No. Of course not. No. Listen, I came home. I ate dinner. I helped my husband with the pool. And, you know, I sat and, like, was watching some court cam with my husband. And then he was like, he had to go to bed because he has to get up at, like, the crack of dawn. And so that's what I did when I got home today. All right, so I'm going to use a sponge for this. We might use a brush to kind of feather some things in, but if you're not using sponges, the more you use them, the better you're going to get with them. And I kind of like them. I really, really do. So we're going to start with, this is sable brown. This is honey brown. And then I also have this fawn. I have this color fawn. Lori Vallow is still going to trial for crimes 5 years ago. I did not get to watch the interview. I don't know what network it was on. I saw little clips on YouTube and I was like, oh, she got some kind of sassy, like the audacity. I like the audacity. I don't know who she thinks she is, but she got some audacity all up in about herself. Don't understand. So I'm just going to do the base coat of this in the sable brown, and we're going to use that as our foundation color for our cow. And I'm just going over all of this because if you can see, there is little openings that I'm not sure if are going to be seen through, and so I went ahead and just covered it. When you run a business, is there any such thing as slowdown? Oh, drinking coffee? Yes. This says, love my peeps. Yes, so, I mean, when you do run a business, you have to manage your time better. So let me just tell you real quick. Let me just tell you. So some of y'all don't care. Some of y'all do care. And it's just fun information, fun facts, right? Everybody's different. But I can tell you this right now. When we get into the third and fourth quarter, I don't even know what day it is. When we get into like January, we are like recovering from like the end of the year. We always try to do like a huge end of the year sale. We did the biggest end of the year sale we've ever done. We did so many things like last year that we had never done. And it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. And we just appreciate all of you guys more than you could possibly know. And so we're super busy during that time. And I really, truly don't. I don't have time. I don't have time for nothing. I just don't. And so when it comes to like February, like towards the end of February, it starts to kind of slow down. Y'all see how long it took us to process all of the end of the year sale. It was just insane. It took us the whole entire month of January. And then now we're like, I've had more time to like create new designs, work on this huge collection of glass and resin collection that we did. Every year I plan like new products or some sort of new thing, or, you know, we try to add something different. And so this year we are focusing on things that can help people who possibly have other businesses as well. So we're like trying to be a point of resource to people who like want to do paint parties and start a small business, make money on the side, do things in their free time. How, like, we're in the middle of an economy where people are doing side hustles, you know? And so how can we use what we have to be a resource for people who are just starting? So not everybody has, you know, money to invest in laser machines. Not everybody has money to invest in like a warehouse or, you know, so we try to find ways to like be another point of resource. So that's what we've been trying to do. So, like these wood cutouts that we were doing, like these are great for like workshops and people who do like in-person parties and paint parties and things like that. And I'm like, we can serve the people who have a need. So we're trying to like do different things, do new stuff. But I've been so busy that I've not really had time to like take time off. And this, you know, I've been having time to do that. So I'm just very thankful. And it won't last. It will not last. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you that. It will not last. But we're going to enjoy it while it's here. We will enjoy it while it's here. Okay, so here's how my cow is looking. It's looking really boring and plain. And now we have the hair here. And so I'm going to take my sponge and I'm going to set that one aside and I'm going to get a different sponge. And I'm going to go into that same color, even though we have it on that other sponge, and I'm gonna get some of that color on here, and then I'm gonna go into this lighter color, and I'm gonna try and create a little bit of a different shade. Now this is the hair that's gonna go over our little cow. Now remember, our little umbrella piece is gonna cover this up, and then our umbrella handle is gonna get covered up, so we can be a little messy with this. But I want to come in with this lighter color and this darker color and try to create some layers and character for the hair, okay? Because we don't want it to be so drastic that it's like, what is happening? So we just want it to be kind of subtle. And then I'm gonna come in over the top of this with this honey brown also. So we're gonna do a little bit of that there. Beard, where is the beard? Okay, it's on the flowers. So we're gonna paint our beard the same color as the hair. So we're gonna come in and get that light with that dark. We're just gonna kind of cross blend the two. And I'm gonna just paint all over this little area. And then I'm gonna try to make sure that they match the best I can. Okie dokie. Okay, so those two are pretty good. They're a little bit of a lighter shade. I might go back over them again if they dry too dark. So I'm gonna get another sponge. This is lots of layering, okay? You have a small laser and just cut this cow and you love it. Isn't it cute? Isn't it cute? So I'm gonna go into the light color and then the honey brown. And I'm just gonna try to cross blend the two to create a shade that I like, that's gonna go over the top of this. So I'm just gonna bounce over the top of my little cow here. Now, this is gonna get sanded and it's gonna get blended out and it's not gonna look so like, what are you doing? But I want it to have a cute look. So I'm just gonna go over this with my sponge, just like so. So right over that dark color, we've got this honey brown kind of mix. Now I'm gonna stick this over the top of this and we're gonna take and add, so now I've got the honey brown. Now I'm gonna come back over here to my darker color, wrong one, it's this one. And I'm just going to bounce that color just over the top, just a little bit. We're trying to just give it different layers. You just have to build upon each other. Okay, next, now we're gonna take, now that we've got this one done, we're gonna take this color now that it's dry and we're gonna go back to that lighter shade. Okay. And we're gonna do the lighter over that. So we've kind of like taken the sable brown and this, made it a shade lighter than what we had. Now we're gonna go up. We're gonna go up again. So we're gonna, it's like you're just building different layers of colors. And I'm gonna go over the top of this. I feel like I just got paint on my eyelid. I don't know why I feel like that, but. So I'm just gonna bounce that. And then I'm gonna come and bounce this over the top of this one. Just like so. And so now it looks kind of like that. Now we're gonna put this over the top. And you just gotta have a little bit of patience. Glad you're doing him, so I know how to do mine. It's like, it's super easy. So sometimes whenever I say it's super easy, for some people, they're like, it is not easy for me. Oh, I forgot the tail has got to be a different color. So let me go ahead and do that. There we go. So I think what's challenging is that there's so many different colors to a Highland cow and you just can't get it wrong. You could do like a super light one, or you could do like a super dark one. You could do like, you know, a richer, you know, deeper color. It's completely up to you. But all right, so now we're going to take the little face here. Oh, and the little horn coming out the top. And we're going to cut this off with our scissors. Hang on. Sorry, they fell in the little bin over here. I'm just going to cut this off, but I'm going to save this. And now I'm going to take this into that, what color was that? Fawn, to the fawn color. So I'm going to go into the fawn, just the fawn, and I'm going to go over the face like this with this lighter color. And now we can kind of start to see how our little cow is going to come together. Just like so. All right, let me do the horns. I'm gonna do those, the lighter shade. And this one is just kind of peeking through the backside. And you're not gonna see that because it's on the top there, but all right, so we did that. And then we're gonna put another layer over that. Layering is really, really key to getting a really dimensional look. And we're doing all of this with a sponge. So I want you guys to see just how absolutely easy this can be. All right, so far, this is what we have happening. You see how just through our sponge with layering the colors, it's getting a little bit of like dimension happening. There's a little splotchiness. It's creating a little bit of texture. It's really, really easy to do. So you just have to practice. There are blonde cows. Yes. Was it honey brown? And okay. So the base color I did first is sable brown. Then I did sable brown. Then for the beard and like the hair, you know, and then the tail, I took the fawn and mixed it with the sable brown. So it's like I'm trying to shade this down a little bit so it's not like drastic. So I blended these two to make a lighter shade than for this one. So then for the hair, okay, for the hair, I did the like the back main part of the cow, I did the honey brown mixed with the fawn. So I mixed the two, and that's how we kind of got that orangish kind of hue over the top of the main part of the cow. And then for this part here, I did the fawn, which I'm going to end up adding the almandine over the top of that mixed with the fawn. So it's like another shade. So you're creating a shade from the base color by adding other colors. Okay. So now I want to brighten this, but give it some depth instead of it just being like a solid color. So I'm going to take the almandine. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to take change it up. Let's go with the warm beige. It has more of like a peachy hue to it. So I'm going to use that instead of the almandine. So now I just have a little bit here, and I'm going to take that sponge and I'm going to mix that fawn that we used on the face here and on the little horns, and I'm gonna mix it with some warm beige. And I'm just gonna tap it so that it's not so heavy. And I'm just gonna go over the face of this just a little bit. So you're gonna see a little bit of dimension, which you probably can't see it on the camera, but I can see it in person. So now when I add this to here, now it's another layer, okay? And then we're gonna do the same thing on those horns right there. You love using the sponge? I do too. Some people don't like it. They think that, you know, painting with a paintbrush is so much better, but I really like using a sponge. Some people don't like how you don't really have a whole lot of control, but I like it. All right, so now let me show you what we have here. So now do you see, like, we're just, isn't this cute?
Yeah.
Oh, do you have the cotton candy grapes? I'm drinking coffee.
Oh, well, you're long.
Right? Everybody was asking where you were. She's wearing a shirt that says Smart Blonde.
Oh, yep, here, see?
There you go.
Smart one.
Where did you get that? I'm gonna have to probably get that. That is so cute.
On Friggle Poppy. You want one that says Smart Blonde?
No.
Because there's one that says Fun Brunette. There isn't a redhead one.
There isn't a redhead one? We need to make one.
We do. We do.
What could we do?
I don't know, but it'd have to be good.
It would have to be super sassy.
I bet we could ask ChatGPT.
Oh, we could ask ChatGPT.
And it would give us all kinds of really good ideas.
Oh my gosh. Publix has huge grapes that are amazing. Everyone says hello.
Hello, everyone.
April, you look fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
April looks great.
So sweet.
Love the shading. Do we have new people tonight? Maybe, I don't know. Facebook has been a little wonky. I've had a bunch of people tell me they have not had any notifications, that Facebook is just not sure what it wants to do.
I don't ever get notifications when you go live. Ever.
A lot of people say that. It's crazy. You also won't get notified if you don't get engaged.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. You can turn on notifications, but if you do not engage with people's pages, notice what you see most of, what you engage with.
I don't engage with anything. Isn't that sad?
You don't? Yes, you do.
I watch things, but I don't. Very rarely will I hit the thumbs up or the like or.
What?
Only thing I hit like is on your stuff. That's it.
And you,
I know.
that is crazy.
I know it is crazy. I'm sorry. Katie Vince, like the horse lady. I like her stuff, and I'll like.
So you see a lot of horses on your feed, right?
Yes, her horses or other horses.
Yeah, but do you see that what you engage with the most, you will see the most of? I don't see horses on my Facebook.
Yeah. I see lots of
Facebook is doing with lives. They just don't recommend them as much. They recommend reels and stuff like that. And I just don't do very many reels. I mean, I try to do some, but love the true crime tea. You should go get one because it's so cute. You didn't see this? Doesn't it have like an 80s vibe to it?
Mm-hmm. That's cute.
I love it. April needs not a pony. I just read that as April needs, it says a pony, and I said not a pony.
I think I've talked to you about like wanting every animal. Like I want a dog. I want a horse.
You haven't said you want a fish.
Because I don't want a fish. What am I going to do with a fish? I want like an animal that like...
Watch it swim.
No. Nope. I want something I can cuddle with and love on and, you know.
I will put Dixie in a box for you for Christmas.
I get Dixie whenever I want Dixie. I love Dixie.
Oh, no reels because you are real. Please don't stop doing lives. I will probably never stop doing live videos. It's not favored on Facebook. It's just not. You know, there's people who will not watch live videos anymore and they just strictly want reels. They want the fast, consumable things. These Facebook videos are like 3 hours long sometimes. And people, there's some people who will watch, like, for example, like the legal analysts or the legal channels on YouTube, like Emily Baker. I'm not even kidding you. Her streams will be 6 and 7 hours.
Oh,
and 20, 30,000 people will be sitting there watching her the whole time. So there is a group of people who like the live experience, and then there's a group of people that have completely shifted away from it. They just are like, I'm not going to sit through. There's too many people that I want to watch, and I'm going to watch the ones that provide the shorter clips because that's what I can do, you know. But back when there was only videos, like live videos, people would sit through the whole thing. No joke. No joke. They go too fast. Some of my reels I have sped up 10 times, like 10 times speed, because there's people who will watch the whole thing super fast at 10 speed and they'll be like, do you have a tutorial?
Yes, we do.
Do you have a tutorial? This is way too fast. And I'm like, which is it? Which is it? Make up your mind what you want. Do you want the fast, quick version without the chitter chatter? Or do you want the slowed down 3 hour live? You can't please them all, right? Oh my goodness. You'd rather watch live videos? I love watching tutorials of things. I love watching the whole process because I don't want to miss a thing. That's why I'm so detailed, because I feel like I teach people that are like me. Tell me all the things. Tell me step by step all the things. Don't leave a daggone thing out. If you do, I'm going to ask 14 questions. That would be me. So I'm going to now paint the little hooves because we want this to come together. I love the lives. I do too. Same. All right, let me get that black. All right, this is a lamp black. Get a hamster. No. Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't have time for a pet. Like, I don't. I'm not gonna cut this. I'm just gonna go ahead right into this. I couldn't even count how many hours I've watched of you, Julie. Well, Michelle is currently, one of her duties right now is downloading all of our videos. So I just want everybody to know that Michelle is the one who listed every single one of the inventory closeout items. And if you're not sure what that looked like because you missed out on the inventory sale, or you're like, what are you talking about? I haven't been here. So we have a warehouse sale happening. We have a room filled with inventory that we've pre-cut and we had in that room, and we're trying to reset it. So all that inventory is being completely cleared out. Every single bit of it has been counted and listed. So Michelle got, how many pages was it, April?
20.
It had to be more than that because there was like a net.
It was less than 30, but it was more than.
It was 28 pages,
yeah.
But then I had already sent her 8 pages.
Oh, okay. And then I took a picture. I also sent her some things.
So there was probably 30.
Oh, there's a lot.
5 pages. So our warehouse sale ended up being 776 listings. And I'm like, how in the world was there 776 items in that room? Now you understand the overwhelm. It was so overwhelming that we just are like, it's something has to change. Okay. So there was like 776 items. So Michelle went to each listing, duplicated that listing, and changed the title of every one of them to say inventory closeout. And then changed the number, the quantity, to whatever was in that room. So there's 2 listings right now. One is what we're going to cut to order. If we decide, like, we haven't even retired all these kits yet. So we still have to go in and retire a bunch of things. So we have a listing that you can buy still, and it can be cut. So if it's sold out of the inventory room and it's no longer an inventory closeout, you can still go get that kit. You're just not going to get it half off because, you know, we're clearing it out. So Michelle spent, 2 weeks just listing 776 items from a handwritten list.
And there's still some little random things.
Yeah, there's
popping up here.
Yeah, there's randoms that were like
I just had messaged her today, like, can you please list this because
yeah. So Michelle's been adding back into the warehouse collection, the warehouse sale collection, things that we've been finding. So if you're not like looking through that list and looking for like updates of things that you may have missed, all of that has been done. So Michelle spent all of her time listing all of that stuff. So now, because that was our priority, that was number 1 thing to do for March, was try to clear out that room the best we could. Okay. And as we dwindle it down, it'll just get moved to a section of that room. So now she's downloading all of our videos. She has stopped doing our Etsy listings. She has stopped doing that's why I've not really worked on like a new release. I did all of the glass cutouts myself. I listed all of those myself. She has been focusing on something because we have a deadline to save all of these videos. Now I'm going to stop crafting just for a minute to tell you guys. So, if you've never been to our blog, I have a blog, a DIY blog, and we pin that blog and those posts to Pinterest. So for example, if you guys remember, I'm going to just use this as an example. Do you guys remember how we did the lock that had the really corrosive look on it and that rusted, corroded finish? So we put that on the blog, and then we pin it to Pinterest on like how to create a corrosive look. So number one, we're teaching somebody how to create a look, but then number two, we're also marketing a product that they can actually get. So we're trying to create two different things here. So that post on the blog takes you to the tutorial on Facebook. It's a direct link to Facebook. So when that video expires and Facebook says those videos are going to expire and disappear into thin air, that means all those people that constantly come on a regular basis to that video because it's keyworded for that finish, it's a paint finish. When they come there and they're reading the step-by-step instructions and they're ready to watch that tutorial, like how did we do it? It will be a broken link to Facebook. So now not only do we have to download every video, every single blog post that has been linked to a tutorial has to be replaced with the video that we've hosted elsewhere, not on Facebook. Because that is the type of impact that Facebook has had on people's businesses, people's lives, people's like business costs for wages. Like I have employed people that now have to go and do something because Facebook decided what was best for Facebook and their storage capacity and didn't really care one bit about the user, the page owner, the structure of a business, what that looks like, and it costs real dollars to get people to do those things. Now, could I just like let it go? Sure, but then people will be like, well, you know, it's lost. It's lost. And so people, like, we're not, like, what point is there to like come and complain and say like, you know, so when people do say things like, complain about stuff or they, you know, they have something negative to say, I'm like, I don't think people actually realize like what we actually do for our jobs. Like what we do for the people who just craft. Like no one gets it. And that people don't just do these hours worth of work for free. You know, it's like, it's a real issue. It's a real problem. And like, that is not what we had on our agenda to spend our time downloading thousands of videos. And I'm not even kidding you when I tell you there are thousands of videos. So we're going all the way back to the Dollar Tree days. Like we're still downloading all those videos because people still come to those videos and they watch them. And I am just so disappointed and frustrated. And there ain't nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do about it. My hands are tied behind my back. I don't have a choice. We don't have a choice but to go get them or just let them go. I mean, I guess we do have a choice, but you know what I'm saying? You know, so we get people all the time that are like, you know, I've had this, you know, for 2 Christmases and I want to craft this. And I'm like, let me go find the video. And now what if it's not there anymore? It's just crazy. It is crazy. You didn't even think like that with all those links? Yes, girl. I'm not kidding you. Go to the blog, go find some blog posts and go down the page, which by the way, I just want y'all to know this. My blog makes money. It makes about $2,000 a month. Okay. That's not a lot. There's some blogs that make like $100,000 and I don't make $100,000 a month on that blog. And by the way, the hosting for the website costs $300. So just so you know, now we're down to like, you know, $1,700. Like it's.
By the time you pay somebody to run the blog,
exactly.
You gotta pay the blog.
You gotta pay for the blog. So basically, what the money we make from the blog pays for it to be operational. That pays for the blog. So it could be a point of resource. Okay. So when you go there and you see all the little ads that pop up, you don't even have to click an ad. You just have to see them and we get paid for that. They're called impressions. Okay. So when you're scrolling that whole long blog and you're trying to be like, where's the video? Where's the instructions? So the people that do our ads is called Mediavine. Mediavine puts ads on our blog that we make money off of. Okay. They use it like a billboard. So anyways, so when you are scrolling that and you're seeing all those ads, we make money from that. And some days we can make like $100. Some days we make like $2. It just depends. Okay. It depends on what the traffic is like that day. And basically all we have done is put this blog together we have keyworded it for Google discovery, and we pin it to Pinterest. And that is the source of where our blog traffic comes from. Now you'll see people on Facebook post like, oh, would you go and check out my blog and read it? It's because it's going to make money and they want you to go there, and it's going to send traffic, and it creates validation for like Google. Like real people are going there to traffic the website. So when you're there on that video or on that blog and you've scrolled all this stuff and you're like, there's the video. It's like a screenshot of the video that if you tap on it, it takes you to Facebook. So now what happens is that video is buried in that post because our agreement in order to make revenue to pay for this blog is that you have to scroll that page. Because once you click that video, you leave and you are not typically coming back. You're not typically coming back to that blog. We're sending you away from our site to social media where then you are distracted by 18 other videos and you don't ever come back. So the only time that you come back and revisit is if you repeat that cycle again. You're out looking for how to create a Christmas ornament cheap, or how to something. It's a how to something. So that is the premise of this blog over here. So now when people get there and they come there and they're constantly expecting to have their problem with the solution, and the solution isn't there, Facebook had a huge role in that, because we have to go back and fix that. Because people who are coming to my blog are typically new people. Some of y'all go there and go look at other old things, but y'all, there's a lot of stuff there. There's a lot of different things, and it is so crazy. It's crazy. And so, that's what Michelle is currently working on, is trying to preserve all those videos. And there is a lot of people who have pages that you probably follow that also have done very similar things, because that's what I was taught to do, is link to Facebook, because you want to funnel. It's a funnel you're creating. You're getting people introduced to you on your blog. They're a cold audience, and then they come through and they get to your social media where you're a little bit more chatty and personable. And then they kind of decide right then and there if they're going to be on board. Do they like you? Do they not like you? Are they going to follow you? Are they not going to follow you? Then you get to nurture them. And that's some of you guys came that way. I don't know how many of you guys arrived here, but some of you guys came through Pinterest or whatever. And so that's the nurture sequence. It's how you take cold people who don't know you, introduce them to solve a problem that they have, which is typically a tutorial or solve, a step-by-step something. And then you funnel them to the next stage. I'm not even kidding you. That is going to change things. So now our videos won't link to Facebook anymore. They're going to link to either a YouTube channel, or they're going to link to a Vimeo video, which doesn't really go anywhere. So we're undecided, what do we want to do? Because y'all, do you see the pain points of what do you do? What do you do? Because it's all part of the touch point of a customer. It's all about how you serve people first, asking nothing in return. And then you bring them in and then you sell to them. That's what we do. That's what we've always done. And so, if you're listening to these stories that I tell and talk about just the back end, the brainstorming, how things are set up, and all the things that have to be put in place, these are the ways that you get people to follow you. This is the way that you introduce yourself to people. You serve them first without them ever even knowing you. And then now you've captured them, and now you have to keep serving them. So it's so frustrating. It's just frustrating. That's all. But anyways, I rambled on long enough about that one, but now you kind of understand, I don't even know how we got on that topic. I don't even know how. Can you add your Facebook link to the explanation of the videos? Yes, we already have our stuff linked on the blog, but Can you save the reels in your save tab? Yeah. Reels aren't being affected. It's the live videos. Uploaded videos are not being affected. It's any video that was a live video. So if every live video that every person has done, after a certain period of time, they are going to expire and disappear. They're going to be gone. And that doesn't mean reels. So any video that you have saved to your saved folder, you saved my video to your saved folder. You didn't download that video. You just saved it to a Facebook folder. Facebook is still hosting that video. And as soon as they remove that video, everything that you've saved in your save folder is gone. It's gone because you've saved a video hosted on their platform. I hope that makes sense. We are actually able to go in to the back end and download the video, like the video itself, like, and it's going to be really crap quality. I'm just going to tell you, it's like 720. It's 720. It ain't 1080p. It ain't a 4K video. Like Facebook streams are like 720. That's what we got to work with here, y'all. It is what it is. Oh, goodness. Another creator said they filed for an extension to get their live video saved, and they have until like September. I have not had an extension sent to me. You've been emailing them to myself to save. They'll still be gone. They'll still be gone. They'll still be gone. Unless you're actually downloading. And you can't download my videos. You can save it to Facebook, but it's still on Facebook. It's so hard to explain. It's so hard to explain. Okay, so let me explain it this way. So I am Facebook and I hold the video, okay? And you saved it, and now the video is on Facebook and it's in the save folder on Facebook. It's still on Facebook. Well, then I download the video, and now the video is over here on my computer. Okay, so we got video here that's Facebook, and then I've got the downloaded version over here. It's completely separate. So when Facebook says that it's gone, like, it's gone. It's no longer in your folder. It's no longer on Facebook. It is gone. So gone. And that is for live videos, just in case you did not know that. Okay. Let me move along here. Let me move along. All right, I'm going to get another plate. I just can't right now with, you know, the Facebook. The Facebook. It does stink. It does. It sucks so bad. Facebook sure is creating problems for all crafters. No, Jean, Facebook is creating problems for all content creators. It just ain't crafters. It's anyone who does a video, anyone who does a live stream, anybody who does any type of live anything. Anything. We have to keep scrolling with those ads. I know it sucks. Somebody, I had one lady that came to my blog and she was like, do you know how many ads I counted before I got to your even instructions? I was like, ma'am, I don't care how many ads you scrolled. If you started with paragraph 1, it tells you basically about what we're going to do. By paragraph 2, I know Michelle because I told Michelle what she needed to do. Michelle starts telling you the step-by-step tutorial. Step 1. And then she watched my videos and wrote out the directions based on what I did. So I'm not even kidding you when I tell you that whole post is literally a step-by-step. But what she wanted was just the really quick version, and that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Step 1, glue piece A to piece B. No, that is not friendly for Google, okay? It's not friendly for Google at all. All right, so we're gonna do dried clay on the pot here. Why are they doing this? Any clues? Apparently they're saying they're running out of space. Facebook says they're running out of space. If I had the amount of people you do to assist me, I may do it, but there is no way I could do it myself. No, that was too much. So I have Michelle. Michelle is my assistant, and she takes care of like all things on the computer. There's nobody besides myself and Michelle who handle any sort of the back end of like what you see online. Like the email that you guys got today, if you get our emails, Michelle wrote out that entire email and she sent it to you guys. She was telling you about like T-shirt Tuesday. She told you about like our new kits. She was telling you about like the weekly deals, and she basically sends out all the things. And it's not for everybody. There's people who will open the email and then they'll close it and they'll never do anything with it. But then there's people who are like, oh gosh, I don't want to miss it. They get on our emails, they get reminders. We send out another reminder. We send out a lot of reminders because there are people who are busy. They're waiting for Friday or they're waiting for whatever payday is, and they need a quick reminder. And so if you see the emails, open them. Just open them and move on. But if you don't open the emails, they'll start going to your spam, and then you miss out on good deals. You miss out on good deals. You miss out on opportunities to like get your stuff super cheap, especially if you're waiting. Yeah, so Michelle sends those emails out, and she does a really good job. We get a lot of compliments on our email game. She is very consistent with sending out things to people. So I'm really thankful for that. All right, this is dried clay. That's that super cute color right there. And we're gonna put that on, and we're not gonna do any layering with that one just yet. We're just gonna leave it that one color right there. And back to our regularly scheduled program. Can you put them in a hub? We're just trying to download videos right now. I posted, if you've done a live, it will be deleted. And this is just how it is. She really does do a great job. All of our pins, all the blog posts. I mean, I wrote about 75 of the blogs, and then she kind of went in and rewrote them because I'm really bad at that. But she has done an amazing job. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out, do I want to do these? I think I want to do my umbrella. I'm trying to decide if I want to do my umbrella yellow or if I want to do my umbrella green. I'm just laying these out so you guys can see what we got going here. Okay, so we got our cow looking super cute. We're going to do our watering can like a grayish color, and I'm probably going to use a marker for the watering can. The other color I had for the umbrella was blue. Not that one. Where is it? It was laurel. The heck? What did I do with it? It might still be in that room in there. Okay, hang on. This is colonial blue. Okay, I think we should do, oh, this is the other yellow. I was gonna mix these two yellows for the umbrella. My other thought was to do the umbrella the purple, but I don't want to do a purple umbrella. So, what color are you? That is also colonial blue. I really kind of like the blue and green color together, but I also kind of like the yellow and green or the blue and yellow. This is where I get so indecisive of like, now I got to commit to like the colors. I'm going to go ahead and paint my snail. I'm going to paint my snail's body the light color. Hello. We'll come back to this in just a second because I cannot decide. If y'all got some ideas, send them my way of what you think we should do for the umbrella. I think I want to do the flowers yellow. And I'm going to do the little shell of our snail. I'm going to do it. Let me get these. Let me get this. A yellow umbrella. I was thinking yellow. I'm thinking I want to do, let me get a brush. Let me go grab a paper towel. Hold on a second. I'm going to get that floral color. It's thicket, not laurel. It's the thicket color. And then I got this slate gray for the watering can. I gotta clean my brush. And I need a paper towel. Because there is leftover paint in there. That's why I wanted to get that thicket color, because I think the thicket would be really cute on that umbrella with the yellow. These two together I think would be super cute. So, well, not quite that yellow, but you know, I'll mix it. I love thicket. Okay, so let's do, okay, so our umbrella is where? Where did I put the umbrella? It's under the plate. Okay. So I'm going to do my little snail here, and I'm going to do the little snail, this here, celery green. And I'm just going to take it out of the lid. And I'm just going to paint my little snail super duper cute color. It's feeling kind of spring. Let me put my glasses on because I feel like I'm not close to the lines here. I'm not. I need to get a little bit closer. My vision has progressively just gotten so bad. I really need to go to the eye doctor. But I don't want to go. Look at that. That's cute right there. So cute. Okay. Oh goodness. Hello, Christine. How are you doing? I love coffee. Oh, let's go ahead and do our little greens on our watering can here. Because the little flowers go on the face of this. So we're just going to go ahead and paint these green. I probably could have used a sponge for this, but I'm going to go ahead and just use my brush since I got it. So much fun. Your vision got worse too. Just got your new updated prescription glasses and a couple of weeks ago, and they're much needed. My problem is I just don't think I can do a bifocal, but I need glasses to like I've noticed that my vision is, maybe if I had, I don't know. I've never really worn glasses, so I don't know what it's like to like get super used to them. But like wearing these to read is like fantastic. Like I can read so much better. Like I can even read that Mod Podge bottle that says use on most surfaces, non-toxic. I can read all that print right there with these glasses on. But when I look far, everything gets super blurry. Like I can't see that it's like, but if I take my glasses off, I can read, I can see very clear far away. I don't know what it is, but, and I don't want to be I don't want to have to wear them like around my neck all the time, which I feel like that's coming. So I'm just going to have to like wear them all the time on my person. And just whip them out when I need them. Okay, so I did this super like soft green. And then I did the coordinating green for the snail's shell. So cute. And we're gonna do that slate gray. Recently had cataract surgery and no longer need to wear glasses for the first time in 60 years. It's the close-up that's bad. Yes. It's a close-up that's bad. I think I want to get the glasses that have the little chain, because right now I just stick them in my shirt like this and then I have to use them. You love the bifocals now? I feel like it's just gonna be weird, but you know what, you gotta do what you gotta do. I realize that I gotta figure it out. But I just got to go to the eye doctor and just let them tell me what I need to do and get my life in order. All right, so we're gonna do what color? What color flowers do we want to do here? And then let's go ahead and do our watering can. That way we can knock that out. This is slate gray. Oh, Valerie, the glasses that I have, these are reading glasses. These are not my prescription. My prescription is very similar to these. And I think my glasses might be in the bedroom. They're somewhere. All right, we're gonna mix a little bit of white with this, just a smidge. We just want a little bit of a lighter shade for our watering can, without it being like metallic. So I'm gonna also wipe down the top of this. Recently had, oh, the cataracts. That is from that paint that I pulled off of there. I'm not gonna use that. That was gross. That was gross. All right, this is the top of our watering can with the little openings, and I'm just gonna wipe off that flashback because it's super noticeable. And now it's not. All right, so we're gonna use a sponge for this, but I'm gonna mix up my paint on this plate right here before we do that. I might need some more white. That paint does not smell good. That paint smells not good. I'm gonna use it. Oh, it's the white. Okay, I'm gonna have to probably discard the rest of this white, because I think that white is going bad. I've had that for a minute, and I think I put water in it because it started getting thick, and I think that's probably part of my problem. You ever had that? It's like your paint goes bad. That is definitely what it is. You adjusted to them? I feel like I could, or I would if I gave it a chance. But I get really nervous about things like that. It is what it is. All right, this is got kind of a blue undertone to it, but I think it's going to be great for our watering can. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that. I'm going to get a different white. Let me get a different white because I'm kind of over that. Let's use the cool white. That smells terrible. It does not smell good at all. Ooh. Need to go to bed. It is 10:51 here. So I'm just gonna go over the little watering can. Just a little bit. And I'm just gonna drag through, kind of splotchy. On our can, kind of like so, and then I'm going to do the little handle just like this part right here. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to go this way on this part. So just giving it a little bit of character. And then on the little handle, I'm just gonna drag through just a little bit. So our watering can looks like that. Doesn't it just give it just enough character? So cute. All right, then we're gonna also do the handle of our umbrella the same as our watering can. Oh, and we got to do the trim of our watering can too. So that's what this is. So let's get that sponge. Let's come in here with this. Okay, that goes on the watering can. And then our little umbrella handle. And then we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna add that lighter white like we did here to the top of this. So I'm just gonna come down the middle of the umbrella handle and just give it like a little highlight. And then I'm going to do the same thing to this right here from our watering can. I mean, just like a subtle little highlight. Okay, let's come back through like that. All right, so we've got our little handle. This watering can is gonna go to the side, like so. And, or is it gonna go this way? I think it's gonna go that way, I'm not sure. I have to look at the picture. All right, now we're gonna do, oh, then we've got our little snail that kind of goes on there. And now we're gonna do our umbrella pieces, like our little umbrella parts. Found out how to, you have to get trifocals? What? Kathy, what is a trifocal? What is a trifocal? What? I've never heard of a trifocal. Thank you, Connie. Got bifocals once. It made me so dizzy. I got sick. That was before my cataract surgery. I don't have cataracts, so I don't think that I'm a candidate for like getting anything fixed. I just don't. Okay, so let me pull up my picture real quick. I just want to make sure how does this even go together? Let me just make sure how it goes together. All right, so it's going to go to the side. It's going to go on this side, tucked kind of behind. That's cute. All right, now we're going to do our umbrella, and these are all cut all the way through. So you can snap these off and paint them individually. If you want to do like a rainbow or something like that, you can do that too. So I have this thicket here, and I'm going to do thicket, 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 and then yellow in the middle. Or yellow, 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 thicket, thicket. I don't know for sure. Let's just go with this. Let's just do this first. Let's just start here. Let's do thicket. I'm just using what's in the lid. I don't even know that I shook that very well. So I'm going to paint this one, and then I'm going to pop it off. No, I'm going to just go ahead and paint them like this. Let me get my glasses so I can focus. Focus on my lines so I don't get out of the lines. Oh gosh, I can see right now that I have an issue. I did not do very good with that. He is up there playing something. He's like, why are you making me do this? Jono. They play some Street Fighter game. He's going on Thursday to Savannah to like a meetup. They have like in-person meetups for stuff like that. I just stuck my finger in that. They have tournaments. That's what it is. It's tournaments. That is cute. That's adorable. All right, let's clean this out. He will have a good time. He's going with Mason. Mason has been working with us since about October, maybe around October/November. He's been helping Dylan. Dylan is overwhelmed with a lot of things. Dylan is like making the files, sending them to the machines, trying to take all the machines off. It's just really a two-person job at this point. All right, I'm gonna pop these off of here, just like this. So all of our blue pieces, our thicket is over here. We're gonna do the yellow pieces right here. And I'm just gonna open up the lids of both of these, and I'm mixing moon yellow and true ochre to try to get the shade that I want. So I'm gonna do the light yellow first, and then we're gonna go over it with that true ochre and see if we can get the look we want. Okay. And then I'll probably have to go back over it again so it stays wet. And then I'll dip into that true ochre. It's just not staying very wet. It's drying really quick. All right, let's go into that true ochre. And I'm just gonna go over this lightly. That's a little bit better. And I'm gonna go over it like that. I feel like the colors are not exactly the same. That is a lot better. That's pretty good. All right, now I'm gonna take a little bit of this white and mix it with that yellow. And I'm gonna do this to the green as well because I already have this yellow on my brush. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And I'm just going down the middle, and then I'm just going to feather it just a smidge. So it's gonna create a little bit of dimension, just a little bit, not a lot. And then we're gonna come down the middle of this. I cannot hold on to these pieces very well. All right, so these two are done. Now we're gonna add some white to the blue. So I'm gonna let those yellows are perfect. Let me clean this out. Update meetup. I haven't decided, if you're talking about like in person, I haven't decided. If I'm being quite honest with you guys, what my vision is just, it's just more than I think. It's just, it's hard to explain. What I want to do doesn't mean that other people want to be a part of that. And I've had to tell myself that because I've looked at the numbers, I've looked at the whole thing, like what I want to do, and y'all, it's just so expensive. It really is. It's just so much. And so I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna put it on the back burner. And I'll revisit it. All right, I'm taking my white. And I'm just gonna take the white, that light color that I mixed, and brush it over the top of this. So it's gonna look like that. And then we're gonna do the next one. Oh, let me get that color back. I'll just leave this open because I need that. All right. And I'm just going to take my wipe and go over it. This is the center one. So remember, we're trying to create some character with our little umbrella. So that's the middle. So you can kind of see the difference in the two. You can see that there's a difference in like this and that. So we're gonna do this one. And I'm just working. It looks like this. Then you take your wipe and you just use the wetness to kind of reactivate that lighter color over the top. And now we have some really great character on our umbrella. Then we're gonna do a little bit lighter of a yellow. With a white. And I'm talking like a little bit. And I'm just trying to match the fogginess of the top of this a little bit better. Okay, so now let's put this together so you guys can see what it looks like. And this is now our umbrella. So cute. Whew. When I'm ready, it's gonna be amazing. So Pamela, it's not that I wanna do a meet and greet. I wanna do like a craft retreat, but I want it to be like the mastermind, but crafting. And like that whole experience. And the thing is the mastermind experience, to get a place for everyone. I mean, I could do a smaller house and let it be like less people, but I'm like, gosh, I'm gonna have to probably just do it and just go from there and make it happen. But I'm really like, I've been to mastermind, so I know what it's like to be there and all the things. And some people might not like the, you know, staying in the same house and not having like their own private hotel room, but you basically are gonna have, you know, if you get a hotel, you still have like a bathroom in your room. Except you don't have to commute. And everything's like all right there at your fingertips. All right, so let's scoot this forward and let's put our umbrella together. And then we're gonna do our flowers. OMG, that is precious. That is precious. Look at that cuteness right there. What's on the back burner? Oh, like in-person like retreat. I talked about it before, and then I was like doing the math and the numbers, and I was like, that's a lot. Because it's all inclusive. Like everything would be, you know, covered. But I have it on my list to revisit at the end of this month, because I have to make a decision. But I'm not pressed for time right at this moment. So I have time. I have time to decide. I needed to paint this green, and I forgot about that. So let's go ahead and paint this green, and we're gonna do the celery green, same as this right here. I think it's a grand idea too. I really do. I wholeheartely agree with you. I just have to get myself to it's that fear of failure. It's that, you know, your self-sabotage. You know, it's all the things. All right. So this is going to be the stand, like it's sitting on the grass. Let me go ahead and dry this. Oh, with the price, well, the basic price that I got to, and it was a little bit of like over accounting for things, was about $1,600 per person. And that's if everyone had their own individual room. Now, sharing a room, It's not necessarily that the room itself is what is so costly. It's the exclusivity of everything. And it's when you break it down to like everybody's meals for each person, the room itself is like a fixed part of it. And it's set. As soon as you go and like divide up a room between two people, it doesn't change the overall cost of everything else. And that was just the base price of it. That was just saying, okay, if we just get water and tea, and not do like, you know, all the varieties of like different things, that wasn't counting for, like the paper goods. I didn't factor in paper goods, which is like, there is plates there. So it's then, okay, now we have to do dishes every day. Every meal would have to have dishes done. There's a whole kitchen there. So, some of it was like trying to think, cause I'm trying to like remember all the things. So what do we have? Like, what are our amenities? What did we have access to? It's making sure that we have like, every person has their breakfast covered, their lunch covered, their dinner covered. All of the different craft projects that we were going to do. It's not bad, but the problem is I have to get, like I have to cover the whole house for travel insurance, and I'm waiting to find out what that looks like. And I probably have the email sitting in my inbox and I haven't read it. I don't know what it is. I haven't looked to see if the email came back, but I asked like about the travel insurance. So if there was like a hurricane or if something were to happen, like how does that work? Because the goal would like, it's like almost $4,000 just for travel insurance. And that's what the site said. And I don't know if that is like based on like the time of year it is, or because the month that I was looking at is in September/October, and it's right in the middle of like the start of like hurricane season, but it's in the Outer Banks, so it's not super hurricane season. But you know what? A storm could hit anywhere. But I didn't know if that price was, okay, is the price better if it's like not during that time of year? So I was trying to figure out like, do we want to do it like, I really wanted to do it like towards the fall, because then we could have like fall crafting and like Christmas crafting and all these things. It would be so much fun to do it that way. And plus it would be like not super hot, not super cold. And I just really thought that would be a good time to do it in like September. So I have no idea. And it's just little things that I don't know about. So when you look at like without trip insurance, like covered, then I don't know like what does that equate to? You know what I'm saying? So anywho. The Outer Banks, it is the Outer Banks, and it's amazing there. It like I cannot even begin to tell you how much I love. You thought I was looking at the Savannah area. So I was looking at Michelle and I went to venues in the Savannah area, and two of the venues that we went to, one of the venues, Lizzie and Aaron had their retreats there. And whenever I was looking at that, I was like, the only downside to that place is that, Savannah is really difficult. I live here, so I know how difficult it is. Savannah is a very difficult place to navigate because it is very historic. There's not a lot of parking places. There's not a lot of parking garages. It's a lot of like go to a parking garage and then you have to like walk 4 blocks. And I just started looking at like the whole like personal experience of people. And I'm like, Savannah also has kind of like, it's not that it's super high crime. It's just that I don't really want to be in Savannah and just walking along the streets personally. I'm speaking for myself. I live here and I don't mind going to Savannah, but you know, come a certain time, I'm not going out. I'm just not doing it. But the problem was parking, commuting, and then people not feeling the frustration of that whole experience. And that is the whole point, is like, if I want person to have an experience, I don't want them to have a negative experience from the time that they arrive, have to park, and have to keep coming back for multiple days. I just feel like it's all of the above. It was all of the above for me. And if I get to choose if I want to do this, I really want to choose to do it in a way that I feel like is a safe place for everyone. Everyone arrives to the house. Everyone stays at the house. If you want to leave and go out and venture, you can. But everything is right there. You don't have to worry about what you're going to eat, who you're going to hang out with, what you're going to do in the evenings, because everybody is together. And I really, really wanted to do something like that. And so, yes, Dana lives here. So, Savannah's beautiful. I will go there but after a certain point of time, and no, thank you. How about Jekyll? Jekyll is not a place for events. Lots of walking would be for disabled people. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I have really when I tell you, I have all the things, like the pros, the cons, all the different things. And I start looking at what that looks like. And I'm like, how do I create a thing that is like tailor-made for any person? Any person. It's a safe place. They are going to have a great experience, and they're going to have, their own, just not a care in the world, not a worry about what they're going to do. None of the above. And so it's a lot. It's just a lot. And so I'm just making sure that I have everything planned, because I don't want to make any decisions that I'm not sure about. So I just don't have all the answers yet, but my preliminary numbers is about $1,600. And I was like, that is so much. It is so much, but I mean, I feel like, then I got to deliver on that. And I'm like, that's a lot. And I, that's that thing where it's like, what if you let people down? And what if you don't meet the expectations? And, what if you can't give everybody, all the things? It's just something you've never done before, and you don't know what to do or how to do it or how to, I don't know. I've gone to things and I'm like, I don't know how they do that, because they're pulled in so many different directions, and it can be overwhelming that you have all the behind the scenes happening. Then you have the people thing happening, and how do you handle all of it? You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel safe. I feel like it would be super safe. We get to spend so much time with you in the crew. I know. And that's the thing, is I also told Michelle, I was like, I don't want it to just be about me, though. I want it to be about everybody. And that's why I wanted to do something that's crafting with friends. You're going to arrive and you're going to have I've already got it in my head. You're going to get there and you're going to have a piece of paper that has every person's name that is there. And you're going to have to check off your paper that you have made contact with every person on that paper, because I don't want people to walk out of there feeling like they did not engage with somebody, that nobody spoke to them. It is your job. It is your job to go and find this person and have at least a 5-minute interaction with someone that is, someone you don't know. And even if it's just that introducing yourself and breaking the ice and stepping out of your comfort zone, that you have at least one thing in common: you like to craft. That is the one thing that I will say. It's more than just about myself and taking the whole apprehension of I'm not going to go there and I'm not going to know anybody. I know that feeling. You wouldn't have hundreds of people. Facts. So the most people that could be there is about 36 people. Essentially. And 36 people would be because there's 37 rooms. And if we did some rooms shared with people, the most I thought was maybe 44. And then I'm like, that's still a lot. That is still a lot. And so I thought, what if we just had it at 40? Between myself and the people that need to come with me and the people that are coming, if we had about 40 people, and that would make great for small groups, that would make great for activities, it would make great for small conversations, that I felt would be a safe manageable. Like, I'm like, and you know how I got to that number? I'm like, I've managed 200 band kids. If I have managed 200 band kids, and these are like teenagers. So if I can manage that, I think that I could, you know, made it into September. It should be cheaper off season. Edith, it's not that it's cheaper off season. It's the property. The property itself is just absolutely ridiculous. It is amazing. My concern is that the coverage for travel insurance is higher, I think, because it's in the window of hurricane season. And then there's a higher chance of cancellation. So then you have to pay more for travel insurance. I don't know. I've asked that question. I just need to check my email. So I haven't got that far yet. Can we sit around and talk with each other for 3 hours like we do here? Yes. Yes. Because when I go to Mastermind, we will literally have I call it class time and like instruction time. We have it from 9 to 5. Essentially, and then from 5 to about 6 we have like dinner time, and then from 6 to like 11 there's all this time where we just talk and visit and paint or play games, or we just, you know, laugh and, you know, carry on, and people are like in different sections, and then we all kind of come together and do stuff. It's just so much fun. Does the 1600 include travel? No, because I couldn't possibly, how could I possibly cover someone's flight or their rental car when flights and a rental car could potentially be more than that? So it doesn't include travel. It includes your lodging and your meals while you're there, and it includes all of the activities and things that you would take home with you. So that would be covered, but for you to get there and like to there and home is like somebody else's responsibility. Yeah, so that, let me finish my flowers and then we can talk about this like after the craft. Because I don't really have any answers. I have a little bit of answers, but I'm like, I just don't have all the things. And my notebook is at the warehouse that has all of my information in it. So I also don't want to say something that I'm like, well, I know I said this, but it's just all preliminary. I don't really have like a definite thing. Okay, so flowers. So we have a yellow and thicket umbrella. We've got our little stand here. We've got our little watering can. And I think what I want to do is do some flowers that are, let's do them. Let's do our flowers pink. That's French mauve. I don't really want to do French mauve. Let me find a pink really quick. Not that pink. That pink is way powerful. That's the pink. It's literally almost the same color as my shirt. This is dragon fruit. I love that color. All right, let's see. Let me find the other pink. It's like is that it? Blush pink. Blush pink. What's this other one? We got blush pink and we've got pink chiffon. Let's go with the blush pink. I think that's good. Who wants to travel with me from Arizona? There's some people who carpool. There's people who when they fly in, they share like rental cars because it is a little bit of a ways from the airport, which, I mean, we make it work, but, you know, some people are really apprehensive about commuting with strangers. I'm going to do my brush for this. Fly pool, yeah. Because everybody's going to end up, if you fly in, you're going to go to the same airport. We can talk about that. I don't know the details. I don't fly, so I don't know how any of that works. That's another thing. Like, I don't have the answers. Okay, so we're going to do pink on this, on these flowers right here. Going to do pink. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of light pink over this too to create a little bit of character. Love it. I love it. Yeah, Michelle and I went to Savannah. We looked at a couple of venues, and then they also have like time limits, and it's just, you know, I don't know. Some people don't mind certain things, but listen, I know that whatever I decide to do is not going to be for everybody. I know that for a fact. And I'm just splotching on the white on the petals like that. And then we'll do the centers. All right, let's do the next one a little bit lighter. Just a little brighter. So it's kind of like some pink, but more of a lighter hue. Like that. And then I'm gonna do this pink here. I'm gonna add a little bit of that dried clay, just to create a different shade of like lightness. Oh, that's too light. That is entirely too light. Let's do that. That is so much better. Just a little bit of white there. And then I'm going to go back over it and just fog it out. Just give it a little smoky hue. So our flowers have some depth to them. So this one looks like it's further in the back, this one is in the front, and then this one's in the front. All right, so there is those little flowers. And then we have our little tulips here. So let's do our tulips. Let's do them yellow. Let's do yellow. Traveling alone and going to a place you don't know anyone. I've shared, so when I went to Brooke's business retreat, my husband went with me the first time, and he stayed at the hotel, and that was in Nashville. And I was walking into the hotel, and then going up to the rooftop floor, and I'm like, never met anybody at all. I've never met anyone in person. I've followed people because they have pages. I've seen them, and I've never met anyone in person. And so I was like, I'm going to walk in this room. Everybody's going to stare at me. They're going to know that it's me. What if they don't like me, and all these things. And then, the next time I went with April went with me, and I went to the retreat. She stayed in the hotel literally the entire time because, you know, I didn't get her a ticket, so she couldn't come into the venue. And so she stayed in the hotel, and that's what she did. And I didn't travel by myself. And that was in Kentucky. And then I went to present at her Refab Live, and April came with me because I didn't want to go by myself. And I was so nervous because I knew when I walked in that room that there was all these tables and all these people were 100% going to be staring at me. And then I had to realize that it wasn't about me, that it was about them, and that I'm making it about me, and it's not about me, it's about them. So it doesn't matter how uncomfortable I am. They don't care. They just don't care. They're like, what are we going to craft? What are we going to do? And so I know that anxiety, and you know, you have to face your fears, and you have to kind of like get over it. But I'm telling you, I didn't want to go by myself. I wanted to be able to have like somebody to like be with after it was, you know, after my turn was over and I wasn't so nervous. And I didn't want to feel like I was by myself with people that didn't know me and I didn't really know them. So it did help to like bring my sister and like take somebody with me. But it made it a little bit easier. But listen, doing things like this is really scary and hard. And for some people it's not. And for some, it's just like, it's like, why would you do something that you're not like, that you aren't, you know, that's not, you know, you're comfortable with. Because at the end of the day, it's not really about me. It's about the other people. Those little tulips are super cute. So we're going to go with that. And then, crafting. Yes, we do. You know what else came to my mind? It's like, I get to craft and then I look at your comments and I read the stuff and I see a lot of your names. I see your little bubbles. I see like your picture is maybe isn't of you or it's of someone else and it's so small. And I don't always get the time to like go and click on each person's like profile and like know who you are. But you 100% know who I am, which is crazy. But you guys see each other's comments and you talk to each other and you become familiar with other people. So you see familiar names and familiar stuff. And I do too, except it's not just, you're not like, we're not all watching like the same thing together. It's like you are a part of a community. You really are. You know, my goal is that everybody wants to meet everybody. That would be fantastic. We do talk to each other. Yes. Love how you do remember us. I try really hard. Like I can know your name, but I am not going to remember like your name and your face for a minute. It's going to take me time to like learn like, oh, this is like, I can recognize people's like bubbles, you know, and like, oh, it looks familiar. And when you change it, I have to like relearn like, oh, that's that person. And they just changed their profile picture to something I don't recognize, but I have to like try to remember it. So it's hard. It's hard, but we got this. Okay. So now that we have gotten our cow done and we have talked forever, we're going to do some sanding and we're going to do some shading and we're going to finish this up. And I love how this turned out. Okay, so this is a spring Highland cow with the umbrella. And I picked the pink flowers here because it's a totally different pot. I put yellow tulips in this little thing over here. And then I did this umbrella because I feel like it's just really super duper cute. Okay. Now, for this grass here, I'm going to do, there's my sandpaper. I'm just going to do a little bit of sanding because I like the sanding. And this is what my little grassy area looks like. Okay, I've got my glue. And now we're going to do things in stages. So we're going to work on the watering can and our little snail here. So our little snail, I'm going to use these markers here. Now I posted today about these. Do you see? This is the mess I have. These are the markers that are the alcohol markers. That you get 100 of them. I don't remember how much they are, but it's MOGYANN. These are alcohol markers. These are not high coverage. These are like for, they're not opaque. They're more translucent and they blend really, really good. Mitzi, you haven't seen me in months. Well, my friends here that are watching will tell you that I'm here all the time. And Facebook is just not showing people. But it's okay. We're glad that you're here and hanging out with us. So I'm going to do the little snail right here. I'm going to do a little sanding on our snail. And then I'm going to do the little thingies up top. I'm going to do those a little bit darker. I don't know what they're called. I'm going to do them this brown. Just a little at the top. So cute. And then let's do the, I'm not sure about this one. Oh, I think that's good. So I'm just gonna go around the little swirl with my marker and then come around the edge just a little bit. And now our little snail looks like that. And then we're gonna do the little eyes too. And I'm gonna do, what color are you? I think this one is a black one. So I'm gonna do, I have to make them magnifying glasses because I can't see. Do black little eyes and then the little smile. And then I'm gonna take a lighter color here. Let's try this one. I don't know about this, but I'm gonna do it. I'm just trying to create a little shadow. For our snail. That looks like this. It needs to go up the back, the head just a little bit more. Like, is that the right color? Let me sand the side of this just a little bit. I feel like I got a little carried away. Okay, our little snail has a little shadow on the body so that the shell looks a little more dimensional. And then I gave it some little eyeballs. And then we're gonna add a little twinkle with our marker. Hello, hello, thank you. All right, let's drop us a dot and a dot. And now our snail is done. Cute. All right, let's do our watering can. So our watering can also has this piece right here. And I'm just gonna sand over it lightly and pop it out with my little tool here. And those are the feet. All right, so my watering can looks like this. Just so you guys can see what it looks like. I don't want to over sand it and sand out my finish, so I'm just going to lightly go over it. And then this goes across the top here. And I'm gonna do a little bit of shading for that with this marker. So I'm just gonna go along the bottom here, this. It looks like nothing is happening, but I promise you, well, I might have to get a different marker. Let's see. I feel like this is just gonna be too dark. It is. It's too dark. I need like an in-between of these two. Oh, here it is. I found it. Yes. All right, so we're gonna go through the bottom and I'm gonna drag my finger like up it. And then kind of in like this. You just wanna smudge it before it dries. Okay, so now we're starting to have a little bit of like something there at the bottom. I'm gonna go back over it and give it a little more. So you can start to see like there is now a line here. And then I'm gonna go across the bottom, like the very bottom. All right, then we have this little spot right here. And I'm just gonna color that and blend that there for this little piece here. I'm gonna do the same thing with the handle. Just like right there. Might need a little bit more after that dries. A little bit more right there. Okay, so let's go back over this little corner now that it's had time to kind of settle. And then this little corner right here as well. And I'm just, once you use these, you kind of get an idea of like how it works. Now underneath that piece, I'm gonna come through the top and give it a little dimension. You might have to go over it a couple times to like build upon whatever you're trying to do. So you just use your imagination. Wherever you feel like there might be a shadow or a highlight or something like that, you're just gonna try to create what that looks like. Now, I have this, now this piece here connects to this piece. So I'm gonna do up underneath this and come down that way. So now this is lighter up here. And now I'm gonna do my nozzle where it's gonna like pour out the top a little bit darker. And then I might do a little bit extra on my handle because it's used. It's really used. Love the watering can, me too. All right, we're gonna come up the sides of this and then just drag it inward. And that is how our watering can is going to look, just like this. So do you see how that's looking? Really cute. And it's just the way that we layered it. All right, now I'm gonna do the greens. And I'm gonna take a little bit of a brighter green and I'm gonna come up the middle of the bottoms of these, just a little, like where they're coming out of like the watering can. And I'm gonna take a little bit up the middle of that, and then do a little bit up the middle of that one. And then that one. So now our little sprouts look like that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and glue on this piece to the watering can because the watering can is almost done. And you just glue this on the front of it. Now the great thing about these is you can do them for yourself and then store them away and use them year after year until you get like sick and tired of them. And then you can give them as a gift. You're gonna order those markers, you should totally get them because you will be in love with them. In love. Now, if you wanna do it a little level up and you're like, ooh, I want a little bit more of that grime, then just go a level up with your marker. But just remember, it's gonna have a lot more pigmentation that is left behind. And you're not gonna have a lot of work time. The darker you go, like you see how it just starts to get a little bit darker, but you definitely have to smudge it out. You can't just like put it on and leave it. You have to give it a little attention. All right, let's do our little tulips here. I'm just gonna sand these. You finally got those markers in, love them. Connie, the glue is stick fast. And it is stick fast thick. All right, now we're gonna get us a yellow. And I'm just gonna go around these little lines on our flowers. And then I'm gonna come up the side and then just smudge it a little bit. The bottom, smudge it, and then smudge that too. Do this one, that one. And so I'm just dabbing and then just smudging it with my finger, like before it dries, and it will dry pretty quickly. And then up here in the little tops of these, we're gonna do a lighter color like this. So just like a little bit like a bright highlight in that center area. And then we're gonna glue these on to our little spots here. So we're gonna do this one and this one. That would be this one. Right there. Ah, I just stuck my finger in it. That's definitely gonna be a problem. This one, I mean, look at how those are looking. Do you see how cute those are? And it's really easy. That's why I do these videos. So you can see how much time I spend, like what it looks like, how easy it is, how I'm not doing really anything fancy. Like anybody can do this. I mean, my goodness, I've used sponges in my finger for a lot of this, like just the shading that I create. Isn't that cute? So cute. And then we got our little snail. Oh, we got to do the little spout. Let's do the little spout holes. Let's do them black. Just a little. Sometimes those little circles fall out. All right. I mean, how cute is that? Cute. Okay, that's done. You're here for the best. I have those markers. I have to practice using them. A little goes a long way. That's the best tip that I can give you, is a little bit goes a long way. Okay, let's do our umbrella. And our umbrella glues on to this part here that has the hair also. So we need to do our umbrella, our umbrella handle, umbrella top, and then the hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and lightly sand over this. And I'm gonna take a brown, and I'm gonna go through this with in the lines with this darker color here. With this part of the pen or the marker. You could do like white highlights if you want to. It's really up to you. So this is what we have so far. And then I'm gonna take this one and I'm just gonna go around the edge and just blur it. Now, if you guys love to do like decorative painting and stuff like that, you can use like your brushes and create like, you know, that, where you just kind of float your colors over the edges. I'm using the marker to do that instead of paint. And it's just gonna give us a little glow on the outside of what we're working on. And I'm just going around all the little parts to create this look. All right, so I'm gonna go down this side. And then you probably have to turn it as you work. Just as you go around. If it gets too much on your finger, you just switch fingers. Like my finger looks like that. If you get a little heavy and you need to go back and add some so that it blends a little bit better, just go back through and add wherever you feel like you need to. And you're gonna start getting little bits that make sense, and then stuff where you're like, you just need to like give it time to like dry so you can see what's happening. So I have a very heavy spot right here, so I'm just going to come back through and add a little bit of character to here. And it's just gonna start creating dimension. And then I'm gonna go around this part of the umbrella. Now the umbrella is gonna, the umbrella handle is gonna cover most of that. So I'm gonna come through and blend that. Add a little smidge. And come through there. And I'm just gonna let that kind of do its own little thing there. Okay, so now my hair looks kind of like this. I need to add a little bit more over here. Just a couple little bits. And I think that's probably pretty good. All right, hair is looking great. All right, now we're gonna do our umbrella handle. Now we did that little highlight in the middle, so it's already lighter. We're gonna take that other color and we're just gonna go around the edge. Just a little bit. And we're just going to give it a little bit of an edge. We're gonna come around the middle. and down the little hook here. And then I'm just gonna add a little dark to the top. So our little umbrella handle looks like that. Add a little bit more to that there. And then right here. Okie dokie. So now we're gonna glue this on to here, and then one of these goes on the front of that. So my glue. To watch the ending tomorrow, that is okay. I got super chatty. We talked about a few different things. I stopped crafting and then I started doing some chatting, and you know, this is how we kind of ended up falling behind. Gotta line it up like properly, because the umbrella pieces have to go on and it has to fit. Okay, so we got our little handle. Now we're gonna put our little hoof on. So we're gonna go ahead and sand both of them. And pop them out. Oh, I use Dawn Power Wash and it comes off really easy. I will say that it's harder to get it off my fingernails. Like, I've tried scraping this off my fingernails. Since I have them painted, it's been a little harder to get it off my fingernails, so I go Saturday and get them taken off. So, but I did trim them down because they were getting so long and I just could not function. I was like, I just can't function with these things. I over sanded, so I had to fix that. Alrighty, so this is gonna go here. Yes, it's gonna go like that. Let's go ahead and put this on. And then we'll glue on our umbrella pieces. So like I said, this is definitely like layers. So you're just gonna layer. So we've got the hair, then we've got the umbrella, and then we've got the arm. Now, I didn't paint the edges, but you could definitely paint the edges. And this other hand goes on the other spot there. So we're gonna take and add some yellow to our pieces here. And I'm just gonna lightly sand them. And we're gonna do just like we did before. This is a little bit of a darker yellow, and we're just gonna smudge this on and wipe it downward. Smudge this on and wipe it towards the middle. And put this on and wipe it towards the middle. And we're just gonna come up the bottom, and that one is done. We're gonna do the same thing over here. So I'm just gliding along the edge, and then while it's still wet, I'm just smudging it. And if I see I need a little bit extra, just add it. Right, and then up the bottom. So there's that one. And then for that thicket, now I'm not gonna overly sand this because the thicket and the laurel changes colors when you sand it. And I want to try to keep it true to the color it's supposed to be. So I'm just lightly going over it. You miss seeing my nails black. I'm probably going to get them, I thought about doing them black next time. I'm not really sure. I prefer them to be black. I did a color this time. I like the lady's nails, the lady who did my nails. I like her polish. She had a very, like a cat eye. And I was like, I'm not trying to do the cat eye, but I like that color. Let's try that this time. So, but my nails have grown out underneath here. So my goal is to get these. This is just the dip powder. And get these taken off. And then I'll just get them just regular painted. And so we'll see what happens. Let's do... Hey God. Trying to figure out what color is going to go with this. Let's do maybe this one. That is just not right. That's just not right. Let's try this. That's not right either. Let's go with a gray. Let's go with this color. This is just a light. It might not even stay. I don't really know. Is it gonna work? I mean, we'll let that dry. Let's see. Let's let that dry. Let's see what happens. I feel like this one sometimes disappears. It's stuck, so I'm gonna go with it. This is the middle. So I'm gonna do a little heavier on that. When you color with this, it doesn't look very dark at all, but it does have a little bit of like, it does have a little bit of pigment. All right, this is going in the middle, right there. We're trying to make it look like it's got some depth. Let's do that right there. And then let's do that like that. Okay, that is cute. I feel like the yellow needs a little bit more yellow. Just a little bit. And I mean, like, just like a little. That looks so much better. All right, let's do this one. And then I'm gonna go the other direction. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, I didn't do the top. Oh, I completely missed that part. Okay, I can fix it. Let me get a brush. I don't know how I missed that. I missed that whole part. Is Zach taking Michelle out for her birthday in 2 days or waiting for the weekend? I don't know what he's doing. Normally we all kind of go out together. They kind of pick what they want to do. We're going to the Tin Fin. I believe she loves a low country boil. And so I'm like, let's do a Tin Fin. So I think that's what we're going to do for her birthday. Pretty sure. Let me dry this. Y'all, we're getting close. I know it's been, I do this every time. I take absolutely forever and then I get super chatty and then I'm like, focus. Then I'm like, focus in. Get it together. All right, I'm just gonna go over the top of that just ever so lightly, and then I'm gonna take this white and then I'm just going to dot the top of it just a little bit. And then I'm gonna come back around. So it's got a little bit of like a highlight on the top, like so, just like that. All right, now we're gonna glue on our little umbrella pieces, and this is gonna be real interesting. It's gonna be real interesting, okay, because I'm gonna have to work super duper quick. So I'm gonna try to put these on here and line this up before it dries too fast. And then I don't really have any work time. Okay. And this one and this one. The one piece is shifted just a little bit, but I think it's okay. It's not super duper noticeable. All right, there's our umbrella. How beautiful is that umbrella? Look at how that curvature just flows. Look at the little hair. It's so cute. And then our umbrella and our watering can is completed. Now we're gonna finish our little Highland cow here. Woo, you have a black goldish colored one. So cute. All right, sand the little hoof just a little bit more. Kind of match the other one. Alrighty, let's take all this off of here. And let's do a little sanding. Now, on the tail, we're gonna use that darker color and just blend it on the edges and down the middle, just a little bit. Then on the tail where it connects here, just gonna give it a little bit of a shadow. And then you can kind of see where everything starts to come together around here. So I'm just gonna come around the edge and blur it just a little bit. Right there. And then right through here. And then over the top of where the foot is. And I'm just blurring it, like in an upward fashion. And you can kind of see where we're starting to have where we add that piece on the front, this is gonna have that little shadow around there. All right, then we're gonna do our little ears. So I'm gonna come around the top and down. And I want a little bit of like moisture on my finger. Let me get a wipe. Just a little bit. So if it doesn't want to blur and blend, you can add a little bit of like water to your finger and that will really help. Just a little bit of moisture. All right. Let's do right under here. Under here. Just a smidge. And then let's do right under where the hair is going to be for that little shadow. You see, I just put it on and then smudge it out. Just a little bit. Now you can go up the little lines here and create some little folds. And I'm gonna get that a little bit wet and smudge that out. Just a little bit more than it was. So you can start to see like how it's looking. So I'm gonna blend this just a little bit better than I have. And I'm just putting my finger on a wet baby wipe. All right, and then I'm gonna come through these. Smudge that. Come across to the top of that. And then let me get my finger a little bit. And then I'm gonna come back across the top here because it needs to be a little bit darker than it was. Okay, is that everything? All right, let's put this over the top. I just wanna see what it looks like. Just like so. I think that looks pretty good. All right, now I'm gonna do inside the little nose area and I'm gonna just do it black. And that little opening, and then I'm gonna do the eye as well. And this eye is going to be darker. So it looks like this. That when we put this over the front of here, it's going to have the openings are covered. So now we need to do the little horns here, and I'm gonna do that one color. Where is it? This one right here. And I'm just gonna blur up. This one's mostly covered, so I'm just gonna go over it like that. And it looks like this. So see how it's just gradual, just a little bit of a gradient there. And then for this one, we're gonna come across the mouth, like the little bottom area, and just give it a little touch, just a touch. And then over the top here, and then the little sides, and then this other side. Super subtle. Looks like this. I'm gonna go right there, just like that. Okay. Next. Okay. Oh, the beard. All right, let's do the pot. Wow, this is coming together so cute. All right, for this one, let's do this orange here. No, let's not do that orange there. Let's do a different orange. Let's do, not that one either. I don't think this is it either. Let's go ahead and do this. Then we're gonna come up the bottom. just like that. Just give it a little something. All right, now the beard. So for that, we're gonna do, I think it was this one. I'm just gonna come along here like so. And then I'm just going right up underneath where the flowers are so it like looks like it's following a path. I'm trying to clean my fingers off the best I can with a wipe. Okie dokie. Look at how cute this is. Okay, so now that we've got our pot done and our beard and then this done, I'm gonna go ahead and glue this on. But before I do that, I'm gonna have my stand here just so I can make sure that when I put this on the stand that my flower pot doesn't go too far. So I'm just gonna add the glue. Oh, let me glue the hand on. A little hove. That goes on as well. All right, let me stick this in the stand. And then I'm gonna put this right up to it. Like so. And then put this on here like that. I think that's right. I mean, when it sticks, it sticks. And it is stuck. All right, let's stick that on to the top. Okay, so it's looking like that. So see how we did the little shadow up underneath here? It just gives it just enough, like, cute. So cute. Okie doke, let's do our little hooves that go on each side of this. And this one is gonna go like so. And I need to sand them like this. I do a fantastic job with my details. Well, I have a very, like, I have a really good imagination for like the details. And that's why I do a lot of explaining of like telling why it looks the way that it does. Like using my imagination to make it look a specific way. So we're going to put this on here. And that looks super good right there. All right, so there's that one. Let's do this one. So adorable. Thank you guys for being here tonight. I know this one is super long and I stopped crafting to talk a lot. So, I don't know. I also just feel like you can take your time with stuff and make it really, like, fit your imagination. I mean, you don't have to rush what you're doing. I mean, look at that pot. Look at the little hooves. Let's look and see what the umbrella looks like as we start putting it together. I mean, how cute is that? Like, all the layers need to make sense. It just has to make sense. All right, flowers. And then y'all, we just have to glue it together and then we'll be almost done. So for these flowers, I'm just gonna take a, like a pink. I have a hard time trying to figure out what kind of pink I want to do. So I'm just gonna outline here. I feel like this is not the color I want, but I'm gonna go with it. Definitely feel like it needed to be a different color. This one's struggling. Okay. It's all right. This marker is having a hard time. Just gonna go around. Make sure that looks a little bit better. Let's try a little bit more. On these little details here. I feel like right here it needs a little bit more. There we go. I think that's good. So it's trying to create separation of the layers. All right, now we're gonna do the centers. And I think I wanna do white centers. Not that one. Here it is. You forgot how quickly 3 hours goes by when you're having fun. I have no concept of time. And so sometimes I look at the stove and I'm like, oh my gosh, have I really been sitting here that long? Yes, yes, I have. It's entirely too long. But I'm having the time of my life. Little white center. Ooh, see, it drips like crazy. Sometimes I have to remember not to overdo it. I did get a little bit out of the lines there. That's not bad. All right, let's do this last one. And then this is basically it. We've sanded everything. We've done all the things. I feel like this needs a little extra attention. All right, let's try it. Time flies when you're having fun. Yes. Okay. This goes on here like so. Cute, cute, cute. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, now we're gonna glue on our hair, our umbrella to our cow. So it goes on like so. And then we just gotta make sure that we line everything up according, oh, the umbrella doesn't even need glue up there. So I'm gonna wipe that off. scooch this around. I'm trying to line it up with the hair in the back. All right, let me wipe this glue off because we don't need that. I didn't realize we didn't need it, but we don't. Okay, so here's our umbrella, and then it's gonna go in the stand, and then your little watering can gets glued onto the side, and then your little snail goes on there. So let's go ahead and glue this on, and then I'll show you what it looks like. If you got this kit and it had another little mini stand, it doesn't go with this. It was actually to something else, and so you could just disregard it. Just disregard that completely. All right, so we're gonna put some glue here, and then here, and then a little on the bottom. And glues to the back. So it glues to the back like this, and it's gonna look like so. Okay, then we're gonna put our little snail over here. Now your snail can go wherever you want it to go, but I'm putting it in front of the watering can because that's just really cute. So I did the little, the stand green, and this is our watering can. And do you see how as we did all the layers, and this is why I like to do these videos so you can learn. Some of you guys are way advanced and you're doing like more details than this. And some of you, I'm like, how do I do a easy detail for a beginner that anybody can do this? Like, I didn't overcomplicate it. I used sponges, I used markers, I did my fingers. Like, this is what my fingers look like when I'm done. And so that way you can feel like something you can attain and achieve. I didn't overly do, the cow. I did the layers, and I showed you like how we blended the different colors and just creating different levels of the shades. And then how I've been showing you how you can easily do like a whitewash. If you're not really sure how to do that, add some white, take a baby wipe and just wash it over. Just blur it out, blend it out, make it look, the way that you want it to. The little flowers, we did the same thing. We just did little sides and added the little details. On the gray, we just did a little white and made it look a little splotchy. And then we use our markers to do some shading. Now you can take paint and water it down to create the shading if you want to, but this is just as easy and just as fun. So I want to take the guesswork out of like, you don't have to have all the paints and all the things. And look at just how it has the layers to it. It's just so cute. So this is my little Highland cow. And the little snail is just so much fun. So this is great for spring. So cute. So cute. So this is the Highland cow with the umbrella. It's a spring Highland cow with the umbrella. I did put a link to it down by the comments in case you want to go get this one. Like I said, there's a lot of layers, there's a lot of parts to it, but I think it's doable and achievable for pretty much anybody, no matter what level you are. So remember this, you will never improve if you don't practice. So practice makes progress, not perfection. I learned that the hard way. Like, you can practice all day long and you can try to perfect something, but you're always going to learn something every single time you do something. But I make a mess. This is what my plates look like. My hands are a mess. I swatch things. I make really big messes. I'm about to show you all the colors that I pulled out of here. These are all the different ones that I used. And I use them in different variations. So imagine now that you don't have to go get all these paints. And if you want to, you can, but this is just really easy to like access. I just have it kind of sitting here. It is totally doable. I did use some paint colors in addition to these markers. And I mean, so many layers of cuteness. Absolutely, right? And then do you see how I did the little flowers here? I just went around and I painted them pink, and then I did lighter shades in different levels of the depth of color over the pink. So it created little folds and depth. And then over the top of this, I used that marker just to color on the outline. I didn't do like I did on all this other stuff. I just colored on the outline, and then I did the little whites in the center. You saw how I did the pot. I just marked underneath the line and then just smudged it towards the middle. And then I did the same thing, smudging it up. And you just kind of have to play around with it. And then you see where I added that extra yellow on that inner part. And then I put that white and used the wipe. This color here, I used the gray to go around the edges. And it just started to create a little bit of dimension. And so you see the little horn here, how it gets like darker and then it gets lighter as you go out. So much fun. Now I wanted my cow to have a little bit of contrast between the hair and then like the rest of the body. So it didn't look all the same. And then I didn't do super bright here, but just that little bit of that color right here made it just look like it's got a little bit of character. So just, you know, enjoy crafting and don't overthink things, and just imagine how something would look if you wanted to create not so much like flatness and you wanted to create some visual depth. You're gonna have to create shades that separate. And it might need to be like, this is more of the brown, this is more got like some yellow hues and a little bit of oranges. So you just have to think about how you layer your colors. And I did a little bit of a lighter shade of yellow than the umbrella here. And it's more of the lightness in the middle on these flowers. So just, you know, think about how, you know, you can make this look really cute. And then you could do the little whimsy lines and dots and squiggles if you want to. I'm not going to do that, but I really like how this turned out. I think it's super cute and it's fun. So you appreciate my time? Well, I appreciate your time. Your time is just as valuable as my time, and I appreciate you guys. I really do. I appreciate those of you who come here and you tune in. Like we did our cute little bunnies over there. They're in my kitchen. And how we did that one. And this is just, you know, these are really fun and whimsy. You know, we have some other different kind of crafts. Tomorrow we're going to do glass. We're going to do some 6-inch glass crafts. And I know a lot of you guys have been waiting on those. So tomorrow my task is to get them all listed. And that way you guys, I don't want to craft something that's not done yet. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. And then Thursday I'm not crafting because it's going to be Michelle's birthday. So thanks, you guys. Appreciate it, Candace. Thank you, Teresa Wood. All about this one is so good. Thank you, you guys. So go snag this one. Go get it for yourself, and your epilepsy blocks your vision of what things might look like. Well, Diana, follow my tutorials and they will help guide you. If you need help, you can always reach out and I can help like brainstorm with you some different color ideas. But this is a great thing for you to think about, like just in general, about like creating like the shadows and separation and the breaks in between the colors. And this is not what a real watering can looks like, but it starts to create it's not so flat and one color, but thank you, Sandra. I appreciate it. So y'all enjoy your night. I'm going to go and I'll be back tomorrow to hang out with you. Thank you to you guys who participated in T-Shirt Tuesday. That's always so much fun. And in case you missed T-Shirt Tuesday, we have several different collections of T-shirts in our shop, including like this one for the true crime lovers. And this is newer. And then I don't know. That's all I got for you. That's it. And we'll talk about the event, like the meetup, the in-person like retreat. We'll talk about it again. I just really want to brainstorm and like think about it a little bit more. I don't want to just jump to anything. So I'm really trying to like make sure that I'm not just like diving right into something and going, oh gosh, I should have thought about that a little bit more. So I am really taking my time to figure out what that looks like. But now you guys kind of have a range of like what it is. There's definitely a cost price tag to that experience, and you know, I'm really trying to figure out like where can we cut things, but I don't want to cut the experience, and it's just a lot. But anyways, but we'll talk about it soon, and y'all enjoy your night, get you some rest, have a great day, and I think that's it. I think that's all. Enjoy your night and save this. You can save it in your save videos. We will eventually download this, but in case you did get this one and you want to craft it soon, go ahead and save this for later. So y'all be blessed, and I'll see you next time.